In the evolution of religion, and this is, Einstein said there are three phases of religion. The first phase is the religion of fear. The second phase is the religion of social and moral values. And the third stage, which is where we are coming to today, is cosmic religion, right? We are no longer living, having our lives dictated to us from outside of us. We're taking responsibility for ourselves internally. I personally take responsibility for every single thing in my life. I don't care what it is. So,
well, the reason I think this is interesting is because, you talk about freedom, and I don't think, and this is my own opinion, I don't think a lot of people really thought about freedom until we became so intertwined through the internet and through the fact that we know instantaneously what's happening halfway around the world. And when we see what is going on everywhere and what is our way of living, we, I think, appreciate freedom even more than we've ever had it. And so I think people now are probably thinking more about freedom than ever before. So, but you also talk about this, I'm interested because I'm not sure what this is. What is the significance of the 12 by 12 pay plan, which you aren't calling a pay plan, but is a financial blessing?
yeah, it's a financial blessing. It's the love offering that members or mentors, and I really say this church is more about mentors than membership. The people who are a part of this church, they see themselves as mentors. They see themselves as a light. They teach by example. They walk the talk. And if you are giving out of love to watch this grow, see, I tithe to Unity Church. That's my home church. I tithe to Unity Church. And the reason I tithe is because I want their mission to be lifted up. I want it to grow. Well, I don't call it a tithe to this church because it's a church for profit. So I call it a love offering, and the church is going to pay back 96% of everything it takes in, keeping 4% for administrative purposes, pay back the genius creators that are growing the church. We're going to pay it back to them. 12 by 12. 12 by 12.
And
12, yes.
12 by 12 means?
Well, there's 12 across and 12 deep. In a perfect world, I would attract 12 people, and they would attract 12 people, and they would attract 12 people. And by the time you get to the 12th level, the amount of money that you are making every month cannot even be computed on Excel spreadsheet. I know, I tried. So the amount is unlimited. It is more than our minds can wrap around.
So how has the receptivity to all of your ideas been, Karen? What's the feedback you've gotten?
Well, when people read the book, they thank me. They say, yes, I've been thinking this for a long time. You put into words what has been in my mind. And the book is all about personal responsibility. The Church of Prophecy is all about church of responsibility, personal responsibility. I am responsible for everything in my life. And when I know who I am, when I know that I am pure, positive, non-physical, God, force, source, love, energy, that's who I am. My life is unlimited. There are no limits.
Well, that's true. I use a different word. I know I use responsibility too, but I'm more about accountability. I just, I'm always amazed how many people say they're going to do this or that and they don't do it. So I'm all about accountability. I mean, I don't mind if you're not going to do it, but don't say you are going to do it then. So I think accountability is really a key part of all of this. So you talk about special relationships in your book as well, as if they're the kiss of death. So elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, anyone who has ever read A Course in Miracles or has heard about A Course in Miracles knows that special relationships are not a good thing because because we make someone outside of ourselves more important than ourselves, and we care more what someone else thinks about us than we do about what we think about ourselves. People give up their lives. They literally give up their lives to be loved by someone else, to be approved by someone else. It's just a sad thing to watch. You know?
Well, you know,
But
that's true. That's true. I mean, I can see wanting to be loved by somebody else, but being approved by somebody else, that's a little bit something that I would have difficulty with. I mean, certainly I would like people's approval. I don't mind that, but I don't depend on that. But it is nice having people love you and then you love them back. That's a wonderful thing to have happen. But if someone wanted to be a member of this Church of Prophecy, how can a future member or mentor, as you're calling them, get in touch with you?
well, I have a website, and you could find it churchofprophecy.com, but nobody spells prophecy right. So I got another URL that is happyhealthyandwealthy.com. That's
And there's
happy,
nothing wrong with
healthy.
that. Happyhealthyandwealthy.com. That's great.
Yes, happy, healthy, and wealthy. Spell it all out.com. And it is a package deal. I mean, I hate the word should. I just hate the word should. But we should have it all.
Well,
It's
there's no
there for
reason
us.
why we shouldn't have it all. That's right. I mean, there may be a lot of stumbling blocks on the way to it, but we should have it all. I don't disagree with you there. So, I think this is a very interesting philosophy, Karen. I've merely never thought of a church in this manner. I am certainly familiar with the Unity Church, and I think it's a very good church, and I think it's a very a wholesome church, which I think is very important. But I think the fact of how you're presenting all of this is just really different and unusual, and I certainly wish you a tremendous amount of success with it. So if you had some last wise words to give to our listening audience, because this is all about, living regret-free and living the life of your dreams, what would you tell them?
Get in touch with who you are. I meditate every single morning. It is the universe, the energy, the source energy that is you is there for you. It is not against you. And so this is the evolution of my religion. I was raised in a very fundamentalist church where if I did something wrong or bad or even hurt myself, they'd point their finger at me and say, that's God's will. I'm saying,
Yeah.
Truly, when you know who you are, you know that God's will for you is nothing but what you want. God is on your side. God wants you to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. But we're only going to allow ourselves to be as healthy as we can wrap our minds around. Everyone sets their own limit of how much they think they're worth monetarily. And everyone is getting what they believe.
Well, that's true. That's very true. So, wow, this has really been an interesting interview. I want to encourage all of you to go to Healthy, Wealthy, and
Happy,
Healthy, and Wealthy.com, right?
yes,
Happy,
ma'am.
Healthy, and Wealthy.com. And can they get your book there, Karen?
Yes, they can.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And they can contact me through there too.
Fantastic. Well, this has really been a delightful interview, Karen. My guest has been Karen Steil. She is the author of Church of Prophecy, spelled Profitsea. And I think that you'll really, really enjoy going to her website, happyhealthyandwealthy.com, and find out more about what she's doing with this church and what it's all about. I just think it's fascinating, and I wish you a lot of success with this because, first of all, I think it broadens people's aspect of, first of all, what religion really is. And religion is what you think it is and what you believe it is for you. And it also is a way of helping others, which is very, very important. So I want to thank you for being with us today, Karen. And we look forward to great success for your unusual church.
Thank you so much, Gail.
Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. I choose my guests carefully, so if you have someone you'd like me to interview, please drop me a line at gailcarson13@gmail.com. In the meantime, check out my intro program, Mindset Matters, at www.sobmindset.com. See you next week.